So in today's class we'll try to learn lamina resting on HP with certain conditions given. So far in the type 1 and type 2. So in type 1 you have come across lamina resting on HP, either edge resting or corner resting, and usually two types of angles, HP angle and VP angles were given to you with reference to the surface of the lamina and with reference to the resting side or resting corner. So straightforward problems you found in type 1, and in type 2 the third step, beta angle, you found angle related to median of the lamina. So in fact type 1 and type 2, first two steps are common in type 1 and type 2. Only you find difference in third step. So in the third step, so you find the concept of beta angle. So with this we'll proceed with the next type 3. So type 3 are conditional type of problems. So in type 3 problems are those problems where you may not expect data similar to your type 1 and type 2. So you may not find data similar, you may not find HP angle directly, or you may not find VP angle directly, and you may not find any beta angle concept also in this type 3. So type 3 is slightly different from type 1 and type 2. Some conditions will be given. Based on that condition you have to proceed with the problem. So let us take up first problem. It's a problem number 11 of your textbook. So we'll read the problem. So read the statement of the problem. The top view of a square lamina of side 30 mm is a rectangle of side 30 into 20, with the longer side of the rectangle being parallel to both HP and VP. Draw the top and front views of the square lamina. So what is the inclination of the surface of the lamina with HP and VP? So this is a statement of the problem. We can by reading it, so you can justify that it's not like type 1 and type 2. So you don't find any HP inclination or VP inclination in this statement. Instead it is asked in the problem to find out the last statement of the problem. What is the inclination of surface of the lamina with reference to HP and VP? So that is in fact asked in the problem. It's not given. We have to find out. And in this problem you find something related to square lamina, and also a rectangular lamina is highlighted in the problem. A square of 30 mm is highlighted, and a rectangle of 30 into 20 mm is also highlighted. So two types of lamina you find in this statement: square lamina, rectangular lamina. So here the problem is related to square lamina. It is not related to rectangular lamina. The problem is on square lamina. It's given clearly, the top view of a square lamina of side 30 mm. So the problem is on square lamina. The thing is, as you saw in type 1 and type 2, in the second step, so in the first step you rest the lamina on HP, and in the second step you tilt the lamina, you rotate the lamina with HP angle in anti-clock direction. So here in the circle problem, you know that when you tilt this circle in second step, the circle gets converted into ellipse at whatever the angles you rotate it, the circle gets converted into ellipse. In a similar way here, so there are two lamina, square lamina and rectangular lamina. If you rotate the square lamina to certain angle, it gets converted into rectangular lamina because of rotation. If you rotate the square lamina to certain angle, at some specific angle the square lamina gets converted into rectangular lamina. That is the step 2. In the step 2, because of tilting, when you rotate the square lamina in the step 2, the resulting lamina is a irregular lamina, whereas in this case, in case of square and rectangle, if you rotate the square to certain angle, at certain angle it gets converted into an exact rectangle. It gets converted into a rectangle, and vice versa. If you rotate a rectangular lamina to certain angle, at some specific angle the rectangle gets converted into a square. So these two observations you find it in this problem number 11, and in next problem the vice versa you find it. So in this problem it's given that the top view of a square lamina of side 30 mm is a rectangle of 30 and 20. What does it mean? So here the square lamina is converted into rectangular lamina. So the top view of a square lamina is a rectangle of 30 and 20. So the problem is on square lamina, so it's a square lamina problem. And how do you decide that it's a HP resting, whether it's a category 1 or category 2, HP resting or VP resting? So it's given clearly. So by reading the statement top view, you can see that. So the top view of the lamina, top view, is a rectangle. So where do you get top view? The top view in the form of rectangle. So the top view of a square lamina in the form of rectangle, you will get it only if you rest the lamina on HP. So top view in the form of rectangle, you will get it only if you rest the square lamina on HP. If you rest the square lamina on VP, you will not get top view as a rectangle. You will get front view as a rectangle. You will get it. It's the same problem. If I tell that the front view of a square lamina of 30 mm side is a rectangle of 30 and 20, then it will take category 2. It will be a VP resting case. If I change the statement of the problem just by changing a top view with front view, if I just remove the top view word and if I just add a front view word instead of top view, so the problem gets converted from HP resting to VP resting. So therefore the top view of a square lamina in the form of rectangle suggests that it is a category 1. It is a HP resting case. It is. So therefore it's a HP resting. You have to go for HP resting. You have to place the square lamina on horizontal plane. Now how do you rest the square lamina? Well, square lamina, it doesn't make any difference because all the four sides are equal in a square lamina. So there is no any longer edge or shorter edge in square lamina. So it's a, but here the question is whether it's a edge resting or corner resting. So that is also given here in the statement. You can see that. So the longer side of the rectangle being parallel to both HP and VP. So the longer side of the rectangle is parallel to both HP and VP. So this part of the statement suggests you go for edge resting. And also another thing is, if you place square lamina in edge position, then only you will get second lamina, the second step lamina, then only you will get rectangle. You will get rectangle in edge resting position. You can just look over here. If you place square in edge resting, first step, the second step along this locus line, you will get a rectangle. You will get a rectangle over here. So if you go for corner resting, then you will get a rectangle. It's difficult to get a top view in the form of rectangle. It's difficult. So therefore you should go for edge resting position. So you should go for edge resting position. So it's a conditional type of problem. So first we have come to the conclusion that it is a HP resting case and it is a we will draw the square lamina because the problem is on square lamina. So first we will construct the square lamina with edge resting position. We will construct the square lamina. The top view of the lamina will be a regular square, and then we will draw the projection line to get the front view. So your front view will be a horizontal line. Now it tells that the top view of the square lamina is a rectangle of 30 and 20. So next what we'll do, we'll draw the projection line So we'll start with top view, not with front view. In the earlier case, we just started with front view, but here we'll not start with front view. We'll start with top view. So I have drawn the projection line from the top view. So now here you can see that the vertical line constructed between these two projection line will have a dimension of 30 mm. If I consider a line here between these two locus line, so since the square lamina is 30 mm side, so you will get the 30 mm. So with this 30 mm line, consider a square. Let me change the color. So let me change the color. This is 30 mm and then 20 mm, then again 30. So in this way I constructed a rectangle of 30 and 20. So this is 30 and this is 20. Then after that what I will do, so here in the previous cases HP angle was given. So if the square lamina is tilted to some HP angle, the resulting top view in the form of irregular lamina, maybe in the form of rectangular lamina, we supposed to get it. But here instead of HP angle, the direct top view, the resulting top view of step 2 is given in the problem. The square lamina will be in the form of rectangle. Some of you have activated audio. Please request to deactivate, mute your audio. Somebody have joined it later and I can hear some background noise. So please deactivate your audio. So please check, all of you check your audio. If it is in unmuted condition, please mute your audio. Still I can hear some noise. So please deactivate your audio. Still I can hear the noise. Somebody has not deactivated audio. Please I request to deactivate. So next we'll draw the projection line from the top view. So left side of the top view and right side of the top view, I'll just draw a line to some extent, to some dimension. Then after that, take the measure the front view of the lamina. Measure the front view of the lamina. So keep your compass here on the left end. Keep your compass at the left end. Cut an arc, or let me use same black color. So keep a compass over here. Cut an arc of radius equivalent to your front view of the lamina. Then just connect the front view of the lamina. So this is the front view of the lamina. Now if you measure the angle made by this front view of the lamina, angle made by front view of the lamina, angle made by front view of the lamina, so that will give you a HP angle. This angle you have to find out. I repeat, who has activated audio, please deactivate your audio. Please deactivate your audio. Look at your audios. Please deactivate the audio. I don't know who has joined the class, and please, those who have activated audio, please deactivate the audio. Others I have to get back from the screen and I have to look at who has activated audio. Please look at your screen. If you activated your audio, please mute your audio. I don't know, even after repeated requests, someone is disturbing this. is Alfia Khan. Alfia Khanum. Alfia Khanum. I don't know. Just she activated and gone, I think. Alfia Khan. Alfia Khanum. I don't know why you people don't. I have to mute it. I have to mute your audio. Please follow this discipline. You have wasted the time. Again, I have to restart with the screen. Okay. So this is about the first step. So this one, I'll just directly explain you in the problem. This is a problem given. So in the problem, it was given that this is a square lamina. You can see that this is a square lamina. So this is a square lamina which is considered 30 mm side. So the top view is a square and the front view is a horizontal line. So in the next step, you can find that. So here the square lamina is the top view of a square lamina is a rectangle. So this is a rectangle. So this is a rectangular lamina of 30 and 20 mm side. So first we will construct this rectangle with the help of this locus line drawn. With the help of the locus line drawn, you will get the rectangle, and then you will draw the locus line. So the locus line will be constructed. So when you draw the locus line, so measure this first top view. When you measure this first top view, so take the measurement of the first top view, keep your compass on the left side, cut an arc on this locus line, and then join it. So the same front view you have just shifted to some angle. So that angle it's showing 48 degree. So in this way, 48 degree is the HP angle. If the same square lamina, if you rotate at an angle of 48 degree, you will get an exact rectangle of 30 and 20. If the same square lamina, if you rotate at an angle of 48 degree to HP, the corresponding top view of this square lamina, you will get it exactly in the form of a rectangle of 30 and 20 mm combination. So in this problem, 48 degree to HP is not given. Instead, it's given that the corresponding view, the top view of the square lamina is a rectangle of 30 and 20. So this is given. So you have to start with the rectangle of 30 and 20. Then draw the projection line from the end point of the top view of the rectangle. Measure the front view of the square lamina, cut an arc, join it. So you'll then measure the angle. The measured angle is called HP angle. It will be HP angle. So in the statement, both HP and VP angle is asked to found. So it is asked to find out. So out of two angles, we have found one angle, 48 degree to HP. We found it. Now coming to the next figure. So here you see that there are three figures followed with side view. You find even RPP, right profile plane, you find it over here. So the side view is also used over here. The side profile plane is also used in this. So all the three planes are used in this problem. Horizontal plane, this is your horizontal plane, and this is a vertical plane, and this is a side profile plane. This is a RPP, right profile plane. I don't know, again somebody has activated audio. Please follow the basic discipline. So all the three profile planes are used in this problem. Horizontal plane, vertical plane, and RPP, right profile plane. So here let us see. So what does this third figure stands for? So what does this third figure stands for? So why this third figure is used over here? What is the significance of this third figure? So in the statement of the problem, so you can see that in the statement of the problem, I'll just get back. The statement of the problem, if you look at it, tells that the longer side of the rectangle being parallel to both HP and VP. You have to satisfy this statement. The longer side of the rectangle is parallel to both HP and VP. Now look at which is the longer side of the rectangle. The side AD. This is the side AD. The side AD of the rectangle is the longer side. So this side AD, it should be parallel to both HP as well as VP. Now look at the second figure. So look at the second figure. When you observe this second figure, the longer side AD, it is parallel to HP but perpendicular to VP. You can observe that the side AD is parallel to HP, but it is perpendicular, it is 90 degree to VP. VP means here XY line. With reference to XY line, VP, it is 90 degree, it is not parallel. So to satisfy both the condition, the longer side of the rectangle AD, it should be placed parallel to both the HP as well as VP. The third figure is used. So what do we do in the third figure? So in the third figure, the same rectangular lambda, it is rotated in such a way that the line AD, so line AD, so you can see that the line AD and the line AD, and then it should be CV. There is a mistake done in the textbook. So this is not this is not AD and it is CB. It is, this is C, this is not A. So the line AB, AD and BC, because these are the two longer sides, no, line AB, AD and BC. So you should rotate the rectangular lambda in such a way that the line AD is placed parallel. So here in the figure I have just zoomed the figure. In fact the second figure and the third figure are common in dimension. They are similar, but it looks as if the third figure, it looks like a square. It's not square. I have just zoomed the figure. I have just lengthened the figure. It's not a actual figure. So in reality, the second top view and the third top view are similar in dimension. They are same rectangle. They are not different. They are similar, but in the figure, since I have zoomed it, I have elaborated, it looks different. It's not a different figure. Both are same. So in the next step, what you have to do, you have to rotate the rectangle in such a way that, so the line AD, so the line, this longer edges AD and BC, so they are placed in this way. So just measure this as 30 mm, and how to construct? First construct at suitable position. At suitable position, you will construct the AD line of 30, then a line BC of 20, then again line CB of 30, then again 20. So in this way, so the same rectangular lambda is rotated and it is placed. Now if you observe the longer edge AD, just observe the longer edge AD in this position. Now you can tell that this longer edge AD of the rectangle, now it is parallel to both HP as well as VP. So this longer edge AD of the rectangle is parallel to both HP as well as it is parallel to VP. Earlier the longer edge was parallel to HP and perpendicular to VP. Now it is in the third figure, now it is parallel to both HP as well as VP. So that condition is satisfied in the third figure. And as usual way to show the front view in this position, what you will do, you will draw the projection line from here. So projection line from both the views, you will just study the point of locus and then you will complete the lamina. So first you will get the A dash, D dash, then C dash, B dash and E dash. This type of some lamina, rectangular lamina, you will get it as front view. Now coming to the last figure, why this last figure is required? Why it is necessary? With the first figure, second figure, third figure, in fact all the conditions we have satisfied. We are satisfied that the top view of the square lamina is a rectangle, that we have satisfied over here. And then it states that the longer side of the rectangle is placed both parallel to both HP and VP, that we have satisfied in third figure. And then inclinations were asked. What are the inclination of the lamina with reference to HP and VP? So HP inclination we found to be 48 degree. So what is left out now? VP inclination is left out. We found HP inclination 4. The same thing you find it here. The same 48 degree you find it in the last figure as well. But here, since VP inclination is pending, this VP inclination which is showing 42 degree, that VP inclination we have to find out. To find out VP inclination, so the last figure, the side view of the lamina is focused. So it is from the side view of the lamina you will get VP angle. So without the side view of the lamina you will not get VP angle, which is showing 42 degree to VP. So in order to find out VP angle, so the last step is constructed. Side view. Side view of the lamina is constructed to find out VP inclination. So how to find out? So that I'll explain you the last figure. So here in any projection of planes or solid, when you are using side view, so the side view always you'll get it parallel to VP. So this is a VP plane. So just next to VP you'll get this profile plane. So the side view and the front view, so you will get it next one after the other. There will not be one above and below. There will be one after the other, because your opposite wall and your right side wall, so they are placed at an angle of 90 degree, right? So always the profile plane will be next to your VP, and then the profile plane below, whatever the plane you get it below the profile plane, will have a 45 degree line. This is a standard procedure. So the quadrant below your profile plane will be a 45 degree line. So the next step is we'll consider a 45 degree line. So that is shown in the figure. You can observe that a 45 degree line is constructed over here. So consider 45 degree line and then draw the projection line from the third top. You can see here projection lines were constructed. At the point of intersection on 45 degree line, project it upward of some dimension. So these are the projection line I have drawn it, which from the third top view at the point of intersection of 45 degree line. So draw the projection line upward, horizontal and upward. Then after that again draw the projection line from the third front view. So you can see in red color I have drawn the projection line from the third front view. Then you can see that at the point of intersection of these two projection line, they get intersected at this distance. Let me use which color? Yellow color, I'll use it. So you can see that at the point of intersection you will get this line. Can you observe this line? At the point of intersection of locus line from the top view and the locus line from the front view. So the left hand point of intersection indicates the longer edge AD, and then on the right side it indicates the another longer edge BC. So in between these two edges you will get this inclined line. Now measure the angle of that inclined line. You can see that this inclined line and the second front view inclined line both are parallel and equal in dimension. The second front view and the last side view both are parallel and similar in dimension. Already 48 degree we measured it already. Since we needed to find out VP, so that is found over here. So just measure the angle made by this side view. Measure the angle made by this side view with reference to this vertical line, so which is found to be 42 degree. So this will give you the 42 degree VP angle. So VP angle is measured with reference to vertical line, HP angle with reference to horizontal line. Horizontal line HP angle already in the second front view we got it 48 degree. So just to find out VP angle, the last step is executed, the side view of the lamina. The right profile plane of the lamina, the side view of the lamina on the right profile plane is executed in order to find out VP angle, which is found to be 42 degree. So without the side view we cannot find out VP angle. So this is about the problem. So it's a problem on square lamina. The conditions given that the square lamina, the top view of the square lamina, it looks like a rectangle of 30 and 20 combination, so that we got it. And then it states that the longer edge of the rectangle is placed parallel to both HP and VP, that we satisfied in third figure. And then find the inclination of the lamina with reference to HP and VP. Already in the second front view, we found HP inclination to be 48 degree. Since VP inclination has to be found out, so for that, side view of the lamina is executed. How to execute the side view of the lamina, that also I have explained you in the last figure. So if you have any doubt, you can activate your audio. You can ask if you have any doubts. If you have no doubts, then please let me know. I'll proceed with next problem. Yeah, anybody have doubts? This is our slightly different from type 1 and type 2. It's a condition. Depending on the given condition, you have to proceed. It will be slightly different from type 1 and type 2. So type 3 conditional type of problems are the most tricky and challenging type of problems. If you get it in exam, so it will be tricky. If you are well prepared, you will be able to answer. Otherwise, you will not be able to answer it. Type 1 general type problems are the simplest type of problems, direct type of problems, without any confusion, without any much difficulty. Beta angle also, if you are well aware of the concept of beta angle, you will not commit mistake in type 2. Even if you have not understood beta angle, at least first step and second step, 2/3 of the marks you will be able to score if you get type 2 problems. Whereas type 3, it's entirely different. So based on the given condition, you have to proceed. So yeah, any doubt? If you have any question to ask, please raise your questions. Activate your audio if you want to ask any question. No questions? I hope all of you have understood this. Shall I proceed to next problem?
Yes, sir.
Next problem, it will be opposite to this problem. So in this problem, the problem was on square lamina and the condition given was a top view in the form of rectangle. Now in the next problem, reverse, let us have a look. Reverse takes place. Reverse means instead of square, rectangle lamina will be given, and here the front view was in the form of rectangle. In the next problem, you will find front view in the form of square. I'll just explain and go ahead with this. So you can look at this problem number 13. It's the same problem, just change of case. Instead of square lamina, rectangular lamina of 20 and 35 is given, and the front view of the lamina in the previous problem, it was a rectangle. Here in this problem, it will be a square of 20. So a rectangular lamina of 35 into 20 rests on HP on one of its shorter edges. The lamina is rotated about the edge on which it rests till it appears as a square in the top view. The edge on which the lamina rests being parallel to both HP and VP. Draw its projection and find its inclination to HP and VP. Everything, in fact, it's exactly similar to previous problem, only the change of case over here. The previous problem was on square lamina and the top view was in the form of rectangle. Here in this problem, the problem is on rectangular lamina and the resulting top view is in the form of square. So it's given that the rectangular lamina of 35 and 20, how you have to rest it, since a rectangle has a longer edge and shorter edge, it's given clearly that, so it rests on HP on one of its shorter edge. So that shorter edge is given over here. So you have to place the rectangle on HP in such a way that the shorter edge is placed on HP. So with the shorter edge position, rectangle is constructed, and obviously even if it is not given, you have to go for shorter edge, because ultimately when the next step when you are going to get a square of 20, it appears a square in the top view. So that square will be equivalent to the whatever the side you take, resting side, that side will be equivalent to the side of the square. Well, here it is the square side is not given in the problem here. It is just square is mentioned in the problem. Of what dimension it's not given. So therefore, so whatever the case you take, in whichever way you rest the rectangle, if you rest the rectangle with shorter edge, you will get this top view in the form of square lamina of side equivalent to shorter edge of the rectangle. If you rest the rectangle with the longer edge, then the resulting top view of the lamina, we will get a square of side equivalent to longer edge of the rectangle. So well, in this problem it's given clearly the rectangle should be rested with shorter edge position. So when you rest the rectangle with shorter edge, so the top view will get a square of 20 and all other thing remains same. So there is no any difference, everything remains same. So I will go to next problem. So problem number 21, a pentagonal lamina of edges 25 mm is resting on HP with one of its corners such that the edge opposite to this corner is placed 20 mm above HP and makes an angle of 45 degree with VP. Draw the top and front views of the lamina, plane lamina in this position. Determine the inclination of the lamina with HP. It is a very simple conditional type of problem here. So here in this problem, HP angle is not given, VP angle is given, and all other thing remains similar to your type 1 and type 2. Only here the HP angle is not given. Instead of HP angle, one condition is given. That condition is 20 mm above HP. The edge opposite to this corner, is placed 20 mm above HP. So this is only one condition, simple condition given. It's very simple and easy problem. So here read the problem and go ahead, similar to your type 1 and type 2. So it's given clearly that it is resting on HP. So it is a category 1 HP resting problem, and also it is given that one of its corners, it is resting on one of its corners. So it's a corner resting position. So construct the pentagonal lamina with HP resting and with corner resting position. Then after that we'll proceed. So I'll explain you directly in the solution. So this is a pentagonal lamina. So I have constructed. So this is a pentagonal lamina constructed with corner position. Corner A is the reference point for us. So construct the pentagonal lamina as usual, as I explained you in type 1 and type 2 problems using the basic principle. So then you'll get the top view as a pentagon and the front view as a horizontal line. Now you can observe over here this. So here, as usual in type 1 and type 2, HP angle was given. In the next step, surface of the lamina, hold the corner of the pentagon, that is the left corner of the pentagon, and rotate the lamina to certain angle of HP. The resulting front view will get an irregular shaped lamina. So here there is no HP angle given. Instead it tells you that so the edge opposite to this corner, is placed 20 mm above HP, which is the edge opposite to this corner, the edge CD. This is the edge which is placed opposite to the resting corner. So this edge CD, the edge CD, so the edge CD is opposite to resting corner A. So this edge CD you can see over here. So in the next step, what you have to do, consider a vertical line of 20. I'll use some other color. Consider a vertical line of 20 as shown in this figure. And then draw the locus line. This is a locus line. Then measure the front view of the lamina. Whatever you got it. Measure it with your compass. Keep a compass point at some position over here, A dash. Cut an arc. On this locus line drawn with 20 mm. Then join it. So if you join it, the same front view of the lamina you have joined, and then measure the angle. The angle will be 31 degree. So that's it. So in this problem, so instead of giving 31 degree to HP angle, so the surface of the lamina makes an angle of 31 degree with reference to HP. The condition is given. The edge opposite to the resting corner, that is the edge CD. Please deactivate your audio. I don't know why you people don't follow this basic discipline. Someone has activated audio. and the background noise is disturbing. So the edge CD is placed opposite to the resting corner. That edge CD you have to place it at a distance of 20 mm above HP. So consider a vertical line of 20 mm above the XY line. Draw the locus line. So your locus line will give the boundary line for your front view. Measure the front view of the lamina, cut an arc on this locus line and join it. And then measure the angle of this front view. So it's given 31 degree. So this 31 degree it stands for HP angle. 31 degree it stands for HP angle. Then all other things it's same thing. So draw the projection line, get the irregular shape pentagon. And coming to the last case, so in the last figure, so it's given in the problem that VP angle. So the VP angle is associated to what? So it is with reference to the edge opposite to this corner. The same edge opposite to this corner, it is placed 20 mm above HP, which we made it, and it is inclined to 45 degree to VP. So which is that edge? This is the edge. Can you look at this edge? So this is the edge of the lamina which is placed opposite to the resting corner. This is the resting corner. This is the resting corner of the pentagon, and this is the edge CD which is placed opposite to the resting corner. So this edge CD angle we have to make it with the VP. So the VP angle is given. You can see that. So this VP angle is given. So the third step is you have to just shift the same irregular pentagon by taking the edge DC as a reference. Consider a 45 degree line and place the line DC at suitable position. And then as usual with the same basic procedure as explained in type 1 and type 2, you have to go ahead to get the pentagonal lamina. I will not repeat those basic things, already I have taught you. So just I want to focus on the conditions given in this problem. So one condition, 20 mm above HP. So it is with reference to the edge placed opposite to the resting corner. So here I have highlighted the corner A and then the edge DC. So these are the two key parameters of pentagon. The corner A is the resting corner and the edge DC. So this is the edge DC of the pentagon which is placed opposite to the resting corner. So the conditions are given to the edge DC of the lamina. So it is placed 20 mm above HP and it is tilted at an angle of 45 degree to VP. All other things remain same. So if you have any doubt, you can ask question. If you have any doubt on this problem, you can raise your question. Activity audio and you can raise your questions. So any doubt in this problem? Any doubt? If anybody have doubt, you can raise the question. You can raise your question if you have any doubt. So no doubt. If you have no doubt, then we'll wind up the class. Another two problems are left out that I'll complete tomorrow. So by tomorrow, this category 1 problems will get completed. So almost 3/4 of the chapter will get completed. Nearly 60 to 70%. 70% of the chapter weightage is on category 1. And with another 3-4 classes, category 2 also will get completed shortly. Maybe by next week I will be able to wind up this chapter planes. So before I wind up the chapter, so please get ready with the class problems. So shortly I will make the assignment problems available to you. So both class problems as well as assignment problems you have to work out, and you have to provide me, you have to scan it and provide, and you have to mail it as a soft copy for evaluation of your internal marks. Then after completion of this planes chapter, I will pass it to next faculty who is in charge of solids. So he will teach you the projection of solids. So any doubts? Anybody have doubt? No doubts? Shall I end up the class? Shall I wind up the class? Some of you please respond. Okay, thank you.